Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be talking about a root beer created by a mobster. And this root beer I found with an offer you just can't refuse. So what do you think I did? I took this root beer home and I iced it. And now I'm going to review it. So editor, cue intro. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. For those that don't know me, my name is Brock and I review root beers, so you can call me RootBeerBrock. So as you guys can see, I'm all fine and dandy for this episode, and that's because we are not just reviewing any typical root beer. We are reviewing a root beer that was founded and created by one of the most notorious gangsters and mobsters in American history. And this mobster is no other than Al Capone. Al Capone started his rise during the American Prohibition. While smuggling booze, Al Capone became very popular, and his warehouses were raided 137 times by police. What they would find was actually shocking, because all 137 times that the police would raid Al Capone's warehouses, they would never ever find alcohol. Instead, what they would find is a secret soda that Al Capone crafted. So this secret soda happens to be a root beer that Al Capone would stuff inside regular beer bottles and throw in his warehouse to throw off the police, which I think is just brilliant. The most fascinating thing I find about this root beer is it was not enjoyed by the public up until recently. Capone's family secret soda was actually kept a secret for 80 plus years. In the past 2 decades has it just now been released to the public for us to enjoy. But it's a shame that Al Capone had to go through this whole thing of smuggling booze and doing illegal activities and killing people and whatnot, because it could have all been avoided if he took the time during Prohibition, when root beer was sparking a lot of popularity because it was a non-alcoholic beverage. And if he would have just created a root beer instead, I think he would have really been onto something. Because that is a much more ethical trade than organized crime. But stick around to find out if Al Capone's family secret root beer was an offer you just can't refuse. So without further ado, I'm going to cut to when I reviewed this on stream about a week ago and break out the glass.
What are you drinking?
A cranberry juice.
What is it, your period?
Alright, chat, so I got the Capone family secret root beer right here. It looks cool. It's got a cool little logo. It's not too much, but it's not really flashy. That's what I mean by not too much, but it's definitely a cool little logo here. Hey, this is distributed in Chicago, Illinois. I don't know if y'all can see that down there. And let me see, does it say when this root beer came out? That's kind of unfortunate. I don't have like a true date of when this root beer came out. That's kind of unfortunate. I wish I could find the year this came out. There's not like a specific website for it. Let's go ahead and let's get into it. This is Capone's family secret root beer. Let's go ahead and crack it open. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna need the bottle opener for this. I need a new bottle opener. This one's kind of dull. Opened too many bottles with it. Alright. So here we go, chat. Capone family secret root beer. It's kind of a long name if you think about it. But alright, here we go. Let's go in. Oh wow, that's pretty sweet. That's a sweet root beer right there. That's really carbonated, but it's really good. I really enjoy this. like there's carbonation there, but it's able to be really nicely layered with a good layer of sweetness. I think this is a pretty gangster drink, if I were to say so myself. This is really gangster. That kind of burns your chest a little bit, Chad. I'm not gonna lie. Ooh. The way it goes down is like, it gets stuck right here. And it just kind of, it's kind of like Al Capone is shooting you in the chest with his Tommy gun, if you know what I mean. Like, that is definitely popping me pretty hard. Okay, don't clip that out of context. Popping me pretty hard. That's a little wild. But I'm enjoying this root beer a lot more than I thought I would. It's pretty good. It's got carbonation, it's got sweetness. I could definitely see why they wanted Al Capone's head so badly. Because, man, he sure knew how to make a good root beer. I'm sure there's not other reasons why they wanted his head. It's gotta be just for the root beer, right, guys? Right? Comment down below what your favorite mob movie is. I'm very curious. Okay, so I will say mine. Mine is The Departed. It's so good. It's like shows the tale of two sides, the tale of the cops trying to take down the mobster, and then the side of a mobster trying to run from the cops. It's so good. And the way they do that is, I don't want to get too deep into it, but there is a undercover policeman that goes into the mob, and then there is a undercover mobster that is in the police department. It's so good. Never seen one? Golly. We need to get brother into a cinema ASAP. Alright, I think I'm going to go ahead and rate this root beer. So as I was saying, there is some carbonation to this root beer, but it is welcomed with a nice sweetness. I really enjoy this sweetness of this root beer. If someone were to give me this root beer again, I'd happily take it. I think it's a great root beer. I don't think it's quite a perfect root beer, but it's definitely a great root beer. It's a good root beer. I think I'm going to rate this root beer an 8 out of 10. So Capone Family Secret Root Beer. I'm giving it an 8 out of 10 final rating. As I go in for the final sip, I want to say thank you guys so much for watching. If you're watching the live stream right now, thank you so much for being here, part of the live stream. Or if you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much for watching the video. If you haven't already, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. It's absolutely free. And go follow me on Twitch so you never miss a root beer review live in person. Alright, so here we go. Final sip. Let's do this outro a little mobster style, alright?
Good job! Let's go home!
Was that good? Was that good, chat? I think that really got the people off their feet. Died of cringe. Well, I didn't know my Tommy gun was called cringe.
You thirsty, partner?